Chris Ashton, thanks very much for joining me. You're back in the England camp. How does it feel to be back here?
Yeah, really good. Obviously a little bit different this time. I've not been here for a while, so a little bit of a different mindset, but in the same note, a very good one. I'm happy to be here, and yeah, I just want to get involved, get into training and prove that I can be here.
Stuart Lancaster said this week that he expects the players to train like they've never trained before.
Yeah.
You're 28, feeling good?
Yeah, I like to think my fitness is quite a good level at 28, isn't it? I hope so anyway, but I'm sure that's going to be tested. Yeah, well, with it being here at home, it just makes that a little bit more of an edge to it, isn't it? World Cups are big enough on their own, but being here and just the opportunity that we've got here is literally once in a lifetime. So I wouldn't expect anything less than the lads to give it all, to be honest.
So over the next few weeks, you'll be earning your place in that 31-man squad. Likes of Jack Noel, Anthony Watson, Johnny May, Marland Yard, all in the mix. Given perhaps that one of your strengths is looking to pick a line off the ball, popping up all over the field as you tend to do, how much opportunity do you guys get to express yourselves in training, and how much is it perhaps running the moves that you're being asked to?
Yeah, I think not so much the first few weeks. We'll get too much of that. I think it's more fitness based and weights and stuff, but gradually I think the way England are attacking in the Six Nations last, I think there'll be lots of opportunity for that to happen, and for me hopefully to get those opportunities to show that in training. With the games being quite far on, you have to take your chances in training, and that's the situation we're in, and especially with me and where I'm at the minute, I've got to take every opportunity that comes.
Yes, your last opportunity was against New Zealand in Hamilton almost a year ago.
Yeah.
What would it mean to you to be back in an England shirt?
As much as it did the first time, to be honest, nothing changes. It's what you want as a player. It's the highest accolade, and I want that to continue as long as I can.
I've had the privilege of interviewing you a few times, Chris. You always come across as a fairly nice guy, feet on the ground, sort of humble northerner. Does something as innocent as the sort of ash splash, that sort of swagger perhaps that you put out there that maybe you need at the top level, do you think that maybe alters the impression that the public out there, that the fans get of you?
Maybe. But there's nothing I can do to alter that perception, really. I enjoy scoring tries, and if that offends people, me diving over the line, then that is the decision. To be honest, I've not had too many times. I decided against it a couple of times last year, so yeah, it might be taming it down a little bit.
Does the view of the public matter to you in that way?
No, you can't let it affect you. I play rugby, and I do what I enjoy doing. Fans watch rugby because they enjoy rugby, and I hope the way that they enjoy the way I play rugby, and that's really all that matters to me.
And what about Andy Farrell and Stuart Lancaster? What have they been saying they want to see more from you?
Obviously they need to see a complete player, and that's what they're looking at here and picking up on everybody. Everyone's got their own individual X factor, but it's getting everyone to a high level and a world class level, and lifting all those levels up a notch. So that's what I've got to concentrate on doing, and bringing all the bits that maybe didn't get me in the Six Nations up to a standard where they're happy with.
While we've got you here, it might be pertinent to ask you about one of your Saracens teammates. There is a few guys with young talent on their side, and Maro Itoje is certainly one that will be hoping to impress. What do you think about his chances? Do you think A, he's good enough, and B, that he's ready?
Yeah, obviously really young lad. You wouldn't think so speaking to him, to be honest. He's got a very old head on his shoulders, and he's had a great year for us. What else as well works in his favour is he plays a couple of positions, and he plays them both as well as each other. So never say never. I think these World Cups are always opportunities for young lads like Maro coming through, and I'm sure he's going to train as good as anyone else and give himself the opportunity.
In terms of approaching this World Cup, England will need to be confident in the face of the likes of Wales and Australia in their group, and England are often wary of perhaps the word arrogance. It dawned on me perhaps that team of 2002, 2003 had a healthy spot of arrogance about them, and maybe come and have a go if you think you're hard enough kind of thing, a sort of we know that we're better than the other opposition. Do you think this side and this England team under Stuart Lancaster maybe needs a little bit of that going into this World Cup?
No, not necessarily. I think arrogance is the wrong word. I think gaining respect is the way we look at it, and where we want to be compared to the other teams in the top 2-3 places in the world, and how to get there. And I think the way you get that is gaining those teams' respect when you play them, and make sure that they know you've played a game. And I think that's something that we took a step closer in the last Six Nations, is the physicality in the games that we brought, and against the Hemisphere in the autumn. It seemed to just be up a level, and teams are starting to now respecting a little bit more than maybe they did in previous years, and that's just something they can keep working on.